Yeah, so as you know, I just got back from America, which I've been travelling for the past 6 weeks. Most YouTubers would then make a video about their time in America, or would show you videos of VidCon. Well, most YouTubers aren't fannies like I am, and actually my phone got stolen with all of my videos and pictures and everything else that I had on it on. So you cannot get that, I'm afraid, unless you are the dickhead that stole my phone, in which case, fuck you, but also I hope you enjoy the videos. So instead of making that video, I decided to make this video. From the title you can see that I found America quite the odd place to be. Number one, everybody drinks coffee in the morning and not a single person drinks tea or gravy, which I think is really weird. Gravy for breakfast every day, please. Number two, the tax is added at the end of the sale, so when it says $6.99 it actually means it's like, you know, $7.14 or something like that. And that's not cool, because who wants to get 14 cents out when I could just give you $7? And it's like, you can keep the penny or give it to charity, I don't give a fuck. But why would I want to get out 14 cents? Another thing that's really funny about this is that Americans always seem to complain about how high their tax is. The highest tax rate in America is 10%. Americans, everywhere in England is 20%. Get a fucking grip. Although it does tend to make sense like why they do the tax thing at the end, because it's like, oh hey, this is really cheap, and because we don't have a very high tax rate we can add it on at the end, and you're like, oh well, it's only $1.14 or whatever. But if you did it in England it'd be like, wow, that is an expensive apple. Let's not buy that sherry, shall we? No. Also, back onto the money thing about America, they have this coin called a dime. Now a dime is 10 cents, but a dime doesn't say it's 10 cents on the dime, it just says a dime. And when I said that to American, I was like, it doesn't make sense, it doesn't tell me what a dime is, and like, it's a dime, and I'm like, a dime doesn't mean anything. A dime is a made up word that Americans have made. I'm like, yeah, but a dime bag, meaning like weed. I'm the least likely person to know anything about weed, and saying a dime bag doesn't make it any different, because I'm sure in England we don't call it a dime bag. I don't know what we call it, a 10p bag, I don't know. So it just doesn't make sense. Why just not say this is 10 cents? And then have dime at the bottom or something like that, but at least to the foreigners explain what a dime is. And also, it's smaller than a 5 cents. Why isn't your money in corresponding order to what it is? Granted, we have the 2p piece, which is probably one of the biggest coins that we have, and that, you know, to be fair, doesn't make any sense. And not to sound like I'm just concentrating on everything about money, but the cash machines in America are ridiculous. They charge you every single time you draw money out. I thought this was just because I'm foreign. Apparently, it is just because I'm foreign, but also, if you are with an American bank, you can only draw money out for free from that bank's ATM. There is no free ATMs, like, for everybody. Why? Why would you charge money on money? That doesn't make any sense. Do you not realise that this is why your economy is going down the shitter? You know, that and a lot of other reasons. Now, it's funny when I've been speaking to a lot of Americans and Americans that I've been staying with, they're like, oh, so it's great that you don't see Americans living up to the stereotype and being fat fuckers. We were in Orlando, and I have never seen so many people in scooters. You realise it's not a far walk from Magic Mountain to Space Mountain. It's like a 10-minute walk, a 5-minute walk, if that. If you cannot do that, then you do not deserve to go to Disneyland. If you've got something wrong with your legs, fair enough. If you're a really old person and can't quite keep up, fair enough. If you are lazy, fuck off. And if you are too fat to move, then maybe you should work on having a bit of exercise and then reward yourself with a ride. How about that? How about that? And I'm not prejudiced towards like large people. I just think it's amazing that people can be so lazy that they are driving around a supermarket. Driving around a supermarket. What? What? Come on, what? I never realised how much more abrasive American people are until I went to America for this long of a time. I would walk down the street and people would literally stare at me, and they would feel no sort of feeling to look away when I noticed that they're staring. If I was staring at someone and they saw me staring at them, I would stop because I would feel embarrassed that I was staring. In America, they just carry on glaring, and it becomes really uncomfortable because I'm like, why are you staring at me? And then some people would point at me and say, hey look, it's Wendy! At first, I was naive enough to think, oh, Wendy from Peter Pan. Well, she's not ginger, but, you know, we're in Disneyland. That's fine. No, it turns out it's a fast food restaurant mascot, which again probably says something about the obesity rate in children in America, but we'll just skip over that for a bit. But people will literally point at me and say, oh my god, your hair's red. Yes, my hair is red. Your belly's enormous. the sky's blue. Like, it was nice, like sometimes, don't get me wrong, it was really nice when people would go like, oh my god, I love your hair, it is amazing. I'd be like, thank you, that's lovely. But when people would just outwardly just stare at me, that's weird and it's creepy, and I'm sorry if this is like the thing that Americans do, but it is. I didn't realise that red hair was such an uncommon thing to have in America. I also feel really let down by America. Although I went to glorious places that sold chicken and waffles on the same plate, and went to IHOP, which is a 24-hour breakfast place, America's chocolate sucks. What? Hershey's chocolate tastes like vomit. Why can't you just have decent chocolate? And even, you call it Dove, we have it as Galaxy, even that isn't as good as it is in England. Why? Why, America? You're the fattest country in the whole world ever, and you have shit chocolate. I can't even understand it. Ugh. I would rather literally shit in my hands and clap than ever taste a piece of Hershey's chocolate ever again. It was vile. Anyway, that's about all I can think of at the moment, so if you can think of any other differences between America and England, let me know in the comment section below, or you can make a video response, which would be lovely. I'm going to try and make as many videos as possible from now on, because I have no university, I'm an official graduate now, and this is my life.